cultural pastime no different than participating in a Super Bowl party. Voting is a 4-year event like the Olympics. The masses of Americans appear to be saying now, in between those two events, please don't talk to me about politics. I don't want to know who's getting what governmental contracts. I know they're not coming to me, and that's all I need to know. You need to know that a democracy works through the sweat and tears of the people. This is the Bartlett Club. So you guys have politicians come in and out that door on a regular basis. Nothing I'm going to say is brand new. I'm just going to join my voice with the populist and say an echo of what John Edwards was saying a couple of years ago, that there are two Americas, one rich, the ruling elite, and one poor, the masses of citizens. Being numerically in the superior, if the masses united behind any one idea, the ruling elite is at the mercy of the expression of that unity. However, that unity is thwarted due to the enemy of fear. Fear of the other. Now, the other is another American tradition. Since it was the aristocrats who first tried to settle this world, the original other was the common man. Remember, the aristocrats had the money and the leisure time to go on an adventure. Everyone else was impressed into some foolhardy enterprise. When commoners became valuable due to starvation and uncertainty, the Native American became the other. So on and so forth until today, we are back at almost pre-war, Civil War type animosity over class. And so our fear of tomorrow prevents the masses from uniting behind a shared vision. We distract ourselves from our fear through voyeurism, through entertainment. Isolated in our avoidance of the uncomfortable reality of the 21st century, we absorb the concepts of other presented to us by such media megaphones as Rush Limbaugh, Sarah Palin, and Joe Milton. The other becomes the object of our wrath and anger. The reason why we feel with all the work we do, we cannot seem to earn enough money to enjoy being an American. Because we need that escape, we choose to remain ignorant of the fact that the other is just another American trying to feed his or her children. Any animosity is the result of a rhetorical trick you were taught through media images to dislike, what you told yourself you didn't need to know anything about. Our enemies are apathy, fear, and ignorance. As a community activist dedicated to addressing child hunger in America, I understand that I must fight against the din of noise produced by this world's economic-driven greed. But do I also have to fight America's disbelief in this cause? I've had to suffer hearing people tell me child hunger is never going to change. We will always have hungry children. And I ask the question, why? I agree with Jesus that we shall have the poor with us. But like John Van Engel asked, do they have to be hungry? It is more than possible for us to respond to the challenge presented with feeding our children. Right now, the federal government doesn't seem to be giving us a hand after all those cuts. Under the guidance of Representative Jack Kingsley, 800 million were cut from the WIC program. And depending on how high food prices rise, somewhere between 325,000 to 475,000 American families will be affected. That means denied WIC benefits. This is done through paper, so that it is emotionless governmental work. Such treatment feeds our first enemy, apathy. Then the projection of the other, which in this case is the government. The government doesn't care about me. The government gave her WIC and didn't give me WIC. Now, if you try and catch up with that citizen, and explain why her lack of participation in the democratic process directly led to her mistreatment by the government, her ears are already closed. By 2015 America, this movement seeks to reach out to as many courageous Americans who do remain to join in a grassroots movement to feed all of America's children. The infrastructure exists in America to do so. We just have to marshal the will. I explained how on March 2nd, 2010 at the Ignite Show. If you would like to know it, Google it. It's available. We know how to overcome apathy, fear, and ignorance. However, it does mean we give up lip service and actually act like Americans. We have 19.5 million children to feed. This is our challenge. I intend to help meet it. I hope you join us in addressing child hunger. I don't care who's president by 2015. I care if that president is going to join us in feeding America's children. Thank you very much. Question over here.